Every note you play is a melody to me. We sway so smoothly with perfect harmony. Each moment with you feels like eternity. Oh, darling, hold me close and never let me go. In this midnight serenade, our love will always grow. We'll paint our dreams with every note in starlit skies. Together forever in the story of you and I. Coffee shops and quiet walks through the park. Your smile lights up even the dimmest dark. In a crowded room, you're the only spark. Your laughter's a song. Your love leaves a mark. Under lamplight kisses in autumn's gentle breeze. The world may be rushing, but we found our ease. In whispered secrets and stolen symphonies, we've got a love that brings time to its knees. Oh, darling, hold me close and never let me go. In this midnight serenade, our love will always grow. We'll paint our dreams with every note in starlit skies. Together forever in this story of you and I. Darling, hold me close and never let me go. In this midnight serenade, our love will always grow. We'll paint our dreams with every note in starlit skies. Together forever in this story of you and I. In the still of the night, beneath the city glow, you whispered sweet words, so soft and low. The stars were our witness as time seemed to slow. Two hearts in rhythm, a dance we both know. Your eyes, they sparkle like moonlight on the sea. Every note you play is a melody to me. We sway so smoothly with perfect harmony. Each moment with you feels like eternity. Oh, darling, hold me close and never let me go in this midnight serenade. Our love will always grow. We'll paint our dreams with every note in starlit sky. Together forever in the story of you and I. Coffee shops and quiet walks through the park. Your smile lights up even the dimmest dark. In a crowded room, you're the only spark. Your laughter's a song, your love leaves a mark. Under lamplight kisses, in autumn's gentle breeze. The world may be rushing, but we found our ease. and whispered secrets and stolen symphonies. We've got a love that brings time to its knees. Darling, hold me close and never let me go in this midnight serenade. Our love will always grow. Our dreams with every note in starlit skies. Together forever in the story of you and I.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Dallas County Board of Commissioners work session. Today is Thursday, February 20th, 2025. I want to welcome all those that are with us in attendance as well as those that are with us online. We'll start out with some unfinished business presentation related to in-house probation services, Court Administrator Jason Stevenson. Jason.
Brad Williams is with me, and also Chief Superior Court Judge Jason Deal and Magistrate Chief Judge Myers. This is a request that we presented to you.
Numbers won't do you any good.
Last month, and Brad has two specific documents for your review establishing this in-house probation department. So I'll let you tell you about those two documents and ask whatever questions.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Chairman. The two documents that you hopefully have in front of you is there's an establishment order and a service agreement. Now, the reason we've taken this pathway with the paperwork is in my conversations with state oversight at the misdemeanor probation oversight unit, they kind of gave me some guidance and a checklist on sort of like a pathway how to make this happen. So we've been working in tandem with the state in planning this. What they have recommended is that the Chief Judge of the Superior Court would execute an order establishing the Dawson County Misdemeanor Probation Services. Now that would happen with your consent. Once that has happened, basically the county would then contract with that office similar to how they do with the private provider right now. And that would be the service agreement that's in front of you. It kind of outlines the responsibilities of the office to the county. What we are asking for today is for you to consider those documents and to amend the agenda and vote on that this afternoon as to whether or not we would move forward and proceed with the signing of those documents, the creation of the in-house office and the service agreement. Should Should it go that way in your vote, then I would begin working with the director of the State Oversight Unit and registering the office as quickly as possible.
And the urgency of moving it tonight is what?
Well, obviously, it's something that we would like to move forward with quickly, but that's not really the urgency. The urgency is in trying to do this in a conscientious way and fully studying this. We tried to look for ways that would make this transition minimally impactful to the Dawson County budget. So our finance director, Katie Mincy, has done an excellent job of securing grant funding that would contribute $176,000 in year one with the option to renew in year two or to reapply. That gives this office a great leg up. At that point, any supervision fees that are collected ideally would be put into a restricted fund to help continue the office's sustainability.
And there's a deadline for the grant or something?
Well, there's no deadline for the grant, but the funds have been awarded and there's a finite time in which to use them. So we would like to, every delay that we put on this kind of limits our opportunity to fully use that funding source.
That funding, Commissioner, started January 1st. So it's urgent because I've asked him to make it urgent because those funds were awarded as of January 1st. And I've challenged kind of him and to come back with an office by April the 1st.
But this is the first time we've seen these two documents, correct?
I do believe they've been vetted by the legal department, but this is the first time they've been presented to the board.
Ms.
That's
Davis?
correct. They've worked with Jeff Strickland in my office, and I think these are very much generated from the state and are pretty basic documents.
Okay.
So we have no issue with the record part of this.
You said you've fully studied it for a long time, but you're throwing something on us tonight that you want us to vote on in a couple hours.
And certainly, if you need to take time and put that on,
Okay.
the next meeting agenda, certainly understandable.
So I understand the urgency and I'm with you. Like, I totally understand, like, needing to get that done so that there's no chance of us losing that funding or losing even a little bit of that funding. But I'm also with Chris in the fact that, like, we've just kind of laid eyes on this and may just need a minute to kind of like comprehend it all, because legal is y'all, but it is not us. So being able to take it all in and understand it. So it's not going to screw anything up though if we were to wait till the next session.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Judge Deal, am I speaking out of turn?
We have a contract with a private probation company. I guess that's.
Yeah, come on up here.
We have a contract with a private probation company that can be terminated after 30 days' notice. So that's not an issue. Just, our ability to reapply for the funds, it looks better if we've already started spending the funds versus we haven't spent any and now we're asking for you to renew it for another year.
Well, and I will say that this is the first time looking at these, but I have, Judge Bearden reached out and asked if we had any questions, and I talked through some of it with him. So it's not that your department has done, y'all have done your part in reaching out and trying to get questions and stuff. So I do appreciate that. I just wanted to get clarity that it wouldn't mess anything up if we move forward, or if we waited to move forward.
No, ma'am.
So if we go this route, I know with the contract we have with a private firm, we have a 30-day, that we can end that term of agreement. If we go this route, kind of setting it up this way, if it does not work out 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, and we determine that it's not a good use of county funds and we want to go back into a private agreement, how difficult is it to get out of some of the orders that we have to create them and those such things?
I don't think there's any impediment to doing it. And, it's been a private company that we're not paying them to do
Sure,
probation.
sure.
They're
Sure.
bidding and getting it because they're making money off of it.
Yeah.
They have been swallowed up over time. The number of misdemeanor probation companies seems to be getting less because they're swallowing up each other. But I don't see any reason why we couldn't say 2 years from now, it's not working.
Yeah.
Let's put it out for bid and get another bid and get private probation to bid on it. I don't see that as an issue at all.
Have an inherent level of trust in you And if you personally say that you want it moved forward, I don't have a problem with that because I trust your decision-making and there's a reason why you want it moved forward. Also trust legal's looked at it and says it's a standardized document. I would do like time to look over things, as I'm sure as judges, you like that same courtesy as well. But I do put trust in you. So if you tell us that you want to move forward, I'm okay with it just from your word.
I don't want to twist your arm and make you do it, but the quicker that it can happen, the better we can maneuver. But that really is up, it's in your discretion how you want to handle it. I'll just say, we only wanted to show you the beef and give you no bull. And, Mr. Stowers and I showed cows and.
I was wondering if you were going to bring the trophy with you tonight. I did get word that you were coming, and I was just expecting you to come walking down the aisle with your big trophy.
Well, I brought it to the first jury orientation that we had after that show. But I told them that we brought it home to the county. We had the Dawson County Beef Cattle Show and we were, I guess, guest showers, but the county prevailed over the education system and we won the trophy for this year.
Awesome.
But no, we think this is a good idea. We think that it will benefit the county. If you need more time, we're not saying don't take more time. We would just prefer to move it as quickly as possible. We got a plan where we can put 2 probation officers here in the courthouse on the short term while some other things are being developed. But that's sort of our plan. Any other questions for me?
Other questions? What do y'all want to do?
I'm good to move it forward.
I mean, I believe in the plan itself. We've digested that and had several conversations
Yeah.
about that. Really, the holdup is these 2 documents. And as long as there's nothing gotchas that legal has said, and I have your word that
Yes, sir.
we're good.
There's similar documents that we use to create the probation department in Hall County. So it's
Fair enough.
almost carbon copy.
All right, then. All right, so we'll
Thank
move that forward. Thank y'all. All right, move on to new business. First up, we have presentation of request to accept a Bryan State Crisis Intervention Program Award for Treatment Court Treatment Services Director Heather Harrington. Heather.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. I'm here seeking approval to accept the FY 22-23 Burn State Crisis Intervention Program Grant Award in the amount of $39,000. And this grant allows us to partner with Jay's Place Recovery Center to provide peer support services for the participants in our program. And this kind of pairs them up. We would have 30 hours a week of someone or a couple of peer support specialists who will mentor our participants and help them prepare for life after graduation. And there's no county match requirement for this grant.
Now I see here that you want to move that forward,
Yes, sir, please.
so that money's already available.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Questions? Y'all good with moving that forward? Okay.
It's
What's the
grant when I have the.
timeline of the grant?
Yes, sir.
Free money. All right. Other questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have presentation of a request to accept the Georgia Forestry Commission Volunteer Fire Assistance 50/50 grant. And Joy, you're gonna do that, right?
Yes, sir. This is a annual grant from the Georgia Forestry Commission to this use, assist fire departments with specifically wildland fire equipment. I think we've had this for many years. We've been notified that we have been awarded the grant. The county's portion, a 50/50 match, the county's portion is $5,000. But the grant in total is $10,000. And we are requesting that the county accept the grant. And the funds have already been budgeted for the match.
Yeah. And that one can wait till next time because it doesn't have anything. Okay. All right. So next up, we have presentation of a memorandum of agreement with Etowah Water and Sewer Authority and Dawson County Humane Society for the paving of Martin Road. Public Works Director Robert Drury. Rob.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I don't know if you're familiar with Martin Road. It runs from Rock Creek Park to the Etowah Water and Sewer Wastewater Facility. And it is a gravel road. And at this time, we don't have any plans or didn't have any plans to pave that road. So Etowah Water and Sewer and Humane Society has approached us the county manager and myself, and ask if we could consider that as long, and they're willing to put in some money in that offer. So the county attorney has drafted an agreement with those terms. Etowah Water and Sewer is willing to contribute $50,000, and the Humane Society is willing to contribute $25,000. So the agreement's in front of you. It doesn't have to go forward. It can wait till the next 2 weeks. But assuming the agreement is approved, we'll move on getting that road paved probably within the next 6 months. Any questions?
Questions for Robert?
I did notice, with the Humane Society, they certainly had a little bit of extended period of time to return that 25,000. Was that to give them time to kind of raise those funds?
Exactly correct. They're essentially nonprofit. They
Correct.
couldn't come with the cash
Yeah.
that quickly.
Sure.
And one thing I do want to add as well, I should have mentioned this in my presentation, is we're going to pave this road in-house staff, and we're looking to fund it from SPLOST 7.
Other questions for Robert?
Thank you.
Thanks, Robert. Next up, we have presentation of IFB 451-24 Annual Roundabouts Gateway Maintenance Services. Robert, you doing that one?
I am. Thank you again. Okay, this is essentially it's a maintenance contract. And we'll jump a little bit around, but the county maintains several roundabouts through a local contractor. And I think I've mentioned to this board before, that contract has expired. And at budget time, we were trying to make the decision whether we're going to bid it back out again or do it in-house. And we're going to we bid it back out. We did add some roundabouts to it, and I'm getting way ahead of myself. Two of the areas on the landscape maintenance are the gateway areas on State Route 400 that you're familiar with, one in front of Meagle and the other in front of Applebee's, I believe it is, that we do maintain and have since since it was installed in 2018, 2019. And purchasing manager would be remiss or would be upset with me if I did not tell you that we bid this properly through the right procedures. And as usual, she doesn't miss a beat. That is just a map of all the maintenance areas. There's now 7 roundabouts and the 2 gateway areas. So it's increased. Generally, the scope is a little bit different than it was with the prior contract. I've expanded the scope a bit more than what it was. The original scope was just the round area of the roundabout. I've moved it out so at least they're getting some of the approaches. Sometimes it's guardrails, sometimes it's sidewalk, sometimes it's just grassy area, but we wanted the approaches to look like the roundabout. I've also added in the scope is I want to put a little color in those roundabouts. I want an annual planting of color, some sort of a flower arrangement. I think it's like only 100 square feet, if I'm not mistaken, but at least has some color when you're driving up to it. So that's been added as an added scope to the original contract. And we got 7 bids, I believe it was. We're recommending awarding to Triscapes LLC for the amount of $27,308 to be funded from the Hotel Motel Fund. Any questions?
Questions for Robert?
Why from that fund?
It was available and price went up a little bit from the last year, so it was not in my budget, so we discussed other options.
Okay.
The additional amount wasn't in my budget.
And have we used Triscapes before?
I've used them to do concrete work and they built the kayak boat launch.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, they may have been the contractor that originally installed the gateway area.
Okay. Also, thanks for putting in there about the safety gear, because
Oh, good.
I know it's our responsibility when people work on our roads to make sure that they're doing proper flagging and all that stuff, but I know that we see a lot that that's not the case because I feel like it's not included, so I appreciate that.
Thank you for noticing.
And I assume, obviously, they're working in DOT right away, so they have all the credentials to do that.
No credentials, obviously the safety aspect of it, put up safe traffic control, but there's no other credentials for the DOT.
Okay.
Other questions for Robert? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next up, we have presentation of temporary labor agreement with North Georgia Works related to beautification initiative. Joey?
Thank you, sir. This item, it is a beautification initiative. We have been speaking with a company known as North Georgia Works. They are a nonprofit entity, been in business for a number of years, I think 12 years total. They, their model is for helping assist unsheltered men. Many of them are voluntary entering this program. It's a 1-year program, and they assist them with rehab essentially. But part of that program, if they enter, is they have to be employed. Again, North Georgia Works has a long-standing relationship with a number of employers in Hall County area. They're based out of Hall County. And we approached them and had some conversations about how they might be able to help us with this initiative labor-wise. They do provide or assist their people that are in the program with employment and getting employment and saving their paychecks so they can re-enter in society, in that way. Excellent program. They have about a 95% success rate on people completing the program. Again, they have many relationships already with some local employers. I'm familiar with the program personally and also familiar with some of the board members that are part of this organization, and it has been a very successful program. I've got a feeling that our court system is probably familiar with this program as well. Because some of the clients, some of the folks that are in the program are court ordered, but not all of them. But they're able to provide us with 2 people it's going to be focused. It'll be managed by Public Works. The duties they'll be doing is trash collections in our right of ways, cleaning out curbs and gutters and storm inlets and storm basins themselves, washing some signs. A lot of our signs need washing. Maybe some light weed eating and some other things, but we've got a host of things for them they can do that we think will improve the aesthetics of our community. Likewise, we've had conversations with our state DOT to allow them to be in their right of way without any conflicts. We'll have an agreement we do with the state on that, something we've done in the past that allows them to pick up trash on the state right of way as well. But we're excited about it. And we also, rainy days, we might use some supplement labor for Public Works. They're had some needs. They got plenty to do and could be utilized for that as well. But that's what it is, and that's what there is an agreement in your packet that has been vetted by our legal department. Again, these will not be county employees. We have no legal responsibilities for them other than just the basic, anytime you would have contract labor. The funding for this, we're also looking to utilize tourism and economic development tie in with hotel motel tax. There's ample funding in the balance of that account to handle this expense, which is $66,000 for a 12-month period. And again, they receive no benefits. They just receive an hourly wage that is paid to North Georgia Works, and their funds are managed from there. But we haven't tried this before. We're excited about it. And I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Questions for Joey? Okay.
Joey, who they answer to? Is it Robert?
Robert, Public Works will manage them, and we've assigned a staff member in Public Works to onboard them and to dictate their daily routines.
And is it a 40-hour work week, or has
40-hour work week, up to 40-hour work week. Obviously they would not be here on holidays and things like that, but
they provide their own transportation to here?
They do. And that was one of the keys to this program is, yeah, it's 30 minutes down to where they're at in Gainesville. And they were able, North Georgia Works actually is providing a vehicle, and the people that are assigned to us, they have driver's license. Not all of their clients have driver's license, but the two they're going to assign, they will not be driving any county vehicles at any time. But yeah, they have worked with us to provide the transportation for these folks. And that was probably the only hurdle, in our discussions was, they've got to get here, and, but I think we've overcome that.
I have a quick question. You had mentioned that they would be cleaning up trash on the sides of the county maintained roads. I know that there used to be a, I don't know, protocol, if you will, about like what roads were cleaned up and when, and there was a priority list and stuff like that. Is that still, like, how do you decide which roads need to be cleaned up? Because I know like people used to call in and say, this road's filthy, when are you going to do something about it? And we had like 4 major roads that were in like a monthly rotation for Saturdays. And then we would take, if those were done and we had more, we would bring, we would do those extra roads with whatever we had available, staff to do it. So I didn't know if this was going to follow that same protocol or if you had created something new.
I'm not aware of a protocol. I do know the community service worker program is separate from this, and we do intend on continuing the community service worker trash details on Saturdays. And I don't know at that time was Mr. Keaton. I'm not sure if he had a protocol. We just know he was out every Saturday.
Right.
And I'll definitely look into that and see if he does.
That was
have
his
it.
protocol specifically, but that was the
Yeah.
only thing that we had. That was the only, staff members didn't pick up. He had the inmate detail at one point and then it turned into community service. That was his protocol. So with adding this now to it, I didn't know if it would follow the same or if it'd be something different.
I see your question. Yes, no, it would not follow the same.
Okay.
These are going to be call-ins or what we notice while we're out.
You're out there. Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Other questions? Okay, thank y'all. All right, next up, we have presentation of acceptance of the resignations of Sam Guthrie and Jim Purdue from the Board of Tax Assessors. Ms. Davis?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, as I think you know by now, Mr. Sam Guthrie and Mr. Jim Purdue have resigned their membership positions on the Board of Tax Assessors. So that leaves those 2 vacancies, and we need to today, we're announcing and accepting the resignations formally and publicly. But beyond that, we need to take our actions to go forward and get new appointments into those positions before all of the activities start in the spring with the establishment of taxes and tax appeals. I understand that we'll be posting this on the county's Facebook page and on the website to request candidates who have any interest to please submit applications and resumes. Those will come to the administration building, will be funneled through Kristen Cloud, our clerk. But we'd just like to make that formal announcement to the public, anyone listening, that we would accept applications for appointment to the Board of Tax Assessors. We would intend this would be on our agenda for March 6th for appointment of these positions at that time, hopefully with having a lot of candidates that the board can choose from.
Questions for Ms. Davis? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next up, we have presentation of recommendation for deputy county clerk appointment. Joy?
Yes, sir. Pleased to announce, you recall in the budget, we did fund a supplemental position to add the process of getting a deputy county clerk. We've advertised that and reviewed the applicants, and I'm pleased to announce tonight, and I'm gonna ask her to put her on the spot and ask her to stand. Terry Wolak, she is currently in one of our administrative receptionist assistant positions in administration. We think that she's going to do a fine job, and we've already started the process of onboarding her a little bit, even before it's official. And she's got some training she'll have to do this year. And Terry's done a fantastic job. We think she has the aptitude and the right for this position, and is going to be a great help to the current county clerk. And also Terry is just a little bit on a personal note. She did not think it was cold today. She is originally from Minnesota, even though she's been a Georgia resident for a long time. Let's just say a long time. And so she did not think it was cold today, but we're just glad to have her and glad she's interested in joining our team. And we'll put this on for a formal notice soon, and just wanted to introduce her to the board.
Terry, I'm so happy that you applied for this because I know it's a big role. Kristen does a really good job, but I know that it's a lot. So you're gonna come into a lot, but we're super happy to have you. And Kristen said that you've been doing a really good job, so thank you.
We'll put her on for March the 6th to vote.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next up, we have discussion relating to updating land development ordinances, including subdivision regulations. This is kind of a board discussion, so whoever would like to start in reference to that.
I don't mind starting. So I think there's been some discussions amongst the board that, contrary to what you see on social media, the board is not out there advocating for more and more residential development. And so my idea, my goal is to try to look at what our current land use development ordinances look like, our subdivision regulations, in order to make sure that we have a diversification of the type of residential developments that we have that are coming into Dawson County. I think we've reached a plateau in certain types of developments, and we may look to redefine what we are looking for in the future. And so I think it just putting a pause on where we're at now and allowing staff, we do have some turnover in staff, and allowing them some time to digest where we're at and some options and ideas of how we can maybe put some different controls in place to kind of mitigate some of the development that we've seen on the residential components would be wise at this time.
Yes. I agree. I mean, are we talking, like, I hate to say, throw the M word out there, but moratorium?
Yeah, I think from a legal perspective, there has to be reasons. We can't just arbitrarily go and say we're putting the brakes on it, because those that have property have rights as well. But I think there's a validity behind going into a pause period to allow staff and feedback from public to allow enough time to take a step back. Again, we've done this once before, or multiple times before. But at the rapid pace that we're seeing developments come on, we just need to be very cognizant and very intentional about what we want to see the future look like. And I think it takes pauses in our operations to take a step back and look at that. So I would be of the proponent of taking a break for 6 months to allow staff. We do have a new community development director that's on board, and allow us to start with that number of 6 months to let them do some due diligence. And again, with this board's feedback as well as community feedback, to see what we can come up with.
Ms. Davis, that would require a public hearing, correct?
So what we have typically done is if we don't do notice in a public hearing, which complies with the Zoning Procedures Act, then it would be a much shorter duration. So we've done what we've called an emergency moratorium, that we put on agendas without having advance notice. So conceivably, you could do that even at today's meeting, although we haven't prepared a resolution yet to do that. But typically that, if it's done without a public hearing, would last for no more than 30 days, or really just until we could get the issue advertised and put forward a public hearing. And then we would conduct a public hearing to take input on that, because the decision to put the moratorium in place would be in essence a zoning decision. So we would want a public hearing before we would go for a more expansive period of time. And it is important, as Commissioner Gaines mentioned, that we need to identify what our plans are, what we intend to achieve during that stoppage period. So we have some quantifiable goals and objectives that we're pursuing while we have the timeout.
And I guess just to be clear, if we go into a moratorium, it doesn't prevent anything that's already been submitted and in the hopper. What it
That's
does.
correct. Anything currently pending will still process through.
Right.
Yes, as a matter of vested rights.
So I'm not. I think we need to be careful as we go through these processes, because we need to respect the rights on both sides of this thing. So I don't think that, in my mind, we're to the level of an emergency. We got to do it tonight. But I think that moving forward with a public comment, allowing public to have participation in it, in my mind, would be the way to go. Maybe getting it on the March 6th date. So we have a public hearing, hypothetically, from a timing perspective, March
It
6th.
would
That allows,
probably be
Can we-
March 20th before we could do it, because you have to have
That's
15
wondering.
days.
so it's 15, okay.
And it only requires one public hearing?
So we want to work toward a public hearing on the 20th of March.
We don't think it's necessary right now?
I mean, according to planning and zoning, there's a few that are in the hopper, but you know, as far as conversations of other developments that are coming, there's, from what I understand,
Not
not
if
a
they haven't paid
ton
yet.
that's pounding on the door.
Well, they paid all those that's in the hopper.
Oh, they just haven't like
There's four, I think,
mentioned?
Three. I
Okay.
think, in the hopper.
I don't feel like it's a level of an emergency at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I think we got time to do the to do the public hearing and get some input from the citizens.
I disagree. I feel like we've gotten input from the citizens and we should have done a moratorium a year ago, but that's fine.
We did have a
We
moratorium.
were in a moratorium a year ago.
Okay, well, and it.
Done several.
we-
Yeah, well, we were in
it
almost a
wasn't year
2-year
ago, it was
moratorium.
2 years ago, right?
Well, no, we were in one for almost 2 years.
But
From-
over a
from
year
Before
ago.
we were on the board,
Correct.
October of 23.
So when we came on the board in
To-
22 to 23, right? Not 24
October 22
to 20.
to,
I think it was 18 months.
yeah, 18 months, so 2 years.
I know, but like, look where we are now. And I don't feel like it doesn't matter. I'm clearly outvoted on that. I just,
Well, I think it's important. That's why we bring it up, but
Not a vote,
also
we're just discussing.
balancing the rights of the property owners and that.
It's not a vote. We're just discussing. What do we want to direct our good county attorney to do? Move forward with a public hearing? Is that what y'all want to do?
Yeah.
All right, so 4 of them do anyway, so go ahead.
So what been prepared for the March 20th meeting, and we'll get with staff on advertising for public hearing. Thank you.
All right, thank you. County manager report, Joy.
Thank you once again. Just a few items tonight. The flash report for the month of January, as well as a list of agreements and contracts is in your packet. And also tonight, the second time I have the pleasure of doing an introduction. We do have a new community development director. Richard, will you stand up? Richard Osborne has joined us just this week. He has been doing one-on-ones with staff and getting to know everybody and drinking from a fire hose, I think. But we're pleased that he's here. He was highly qualified, has over 25 years of experience in this area of expertise. Comes to us from Bartow County in the Cartersville area. And again, has lived in this community for a while. He did have one deficiency that he graduated from the University of Tennessee, but we decided to overlook that.
Go Dogs.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Stowers. But we did decide to overlook that, and we think we can bring him into Bulldog land and convert him in time. But we're glad he's here, and I know some of you have got to speak to him, and we're going to continue onboarding the next few weeks to get to know everybody. And sounds like from our last discussion, he's got a lot of work to do. Thank you, Richard. And
Welcome aboard.
And finally, this is exciting too. I'd like to congratulate Commissioner Bruce for completing her UGA Carl Vinson Institution of Government Lifelong Learning Academy Core Certification, which that big long-winded speech, she is now a certified county commissioner. And sometimes people get certifications and it's not that hard to get them. But this was a lot of work, a lot of classroom, a lot of online. Not something that is easily achieved, and we wanted to recognize her publicly tonight. And she's done a great job of educating herself, and we appreciate her efforts. And with that, that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Questions for the county manager? County attorney report, Ms. Davis.
Yes, sir. I have no public report, and I don't foresee a need for executive session tonight. But if I could just revisit for a little more direction on the resolution related to the moratorium.
Okay.
I hear that you're speaking about residential development, but is the concept that you want to bar the acceptance of any rezoning applications for any residential development, or are you thinking of just at a certain level of density and above? Or is that something you need to continue to think about and give me direction later? I just wanted to clarify if you know exactly what you intended on that.
You know, tonight was the opening discussion of that. I mean, it's definitely residential. In my mind, I don't want to stop any of the commercial stuff. So it would just be applicable to the residential. I'm okay with any residential growth, obviously in agriculture, R1. Those are two that we don't have challenges with, I don't think. But the higher densities are the ones that we seem to have the biggest challenges with.
Okay. That's what I anticipated. I just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Okay. All right, well, that brings us to the end of our work session. We'll take about a 10-minute break and we'll be back for the voting session. Thank you for your attendance.